as a local radio host, talk show host. You can hear him Saturday afternoons at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, directed by a lovely fan here. And Joseph has a few things to sell us. Thank you.
Is it in the crowd here? Can we see it? I'll make sure it gets into the pictures or Kelly Golden's going to fire me. I'd like to keep my job. There aren't many around. Let me ask you a profound question before I get into my prepared remarks. We know that the Constitution covers many freedoms, and among these are private property rights. And I would like you to meditate on something for just a moment. Is not your most cherished piece of private property your very soul? Remarks. I don't write them down when I do my show. I find that they kind of stifle creativity, but there are a lot of clergy here today. I would not want them to be affiliated with anything I might say that is out of sorts. So out of respect for them, I'm actually going to read prepared remarks. Hopefully we'll all get through this together. As we all know, there's a fine line between brilliant and terrible, and I am about to cross it. We have not gathered here today because of religion. We are not here because of a president, or Congress, or a bishop for that matter. We are here because history has called us here. Too many Americans live under the presumption that the founding of this country was a singular event, solely in the 1700s and 1800s. This is simply not so. Every single day we forge in our image an America our children will inherit. Schools will make them memorize names, Jefferson and Washington, but they will live the deeds of mother and father, of priest and pastor, of representatives, and even of presidents. No, we are not here only because of religious freedom. We are here because of freedom itself. The title of the book is not rich. This cannot be the moment that the protection of faith and freedom and conscience in this country met its Waterloo. Rather, this must be the moment that the very idea of faith rose up and defended itself. If we do not stand together as a people and assert our faith and freedom, we will give the next generation a legacy of doubt and loss. For they will ask us, not in words, but in actions and deeds, what did you do to secure your country for my generation? If this mandate stands, if it becomes law as it is now, and it becomes the accepted practice, we will know, win or lose, that we stood on a foundation of faith and freedom, and we were called, we did the right thing. We stood up and we said, we shall not accept this. We shall not succumb to this. We shall not be coerced into this. We will stand using the First Amendment freedoms of speech protected in our Constitution to ensure the open practice of all of our faiths. That one wasn't a applause break, I was just trying to finish. Thank you. As a conservative talk show host, I am inclined to complain about this administration and its ideology. But that is failing to see the forest for the trees. Long after this president has left office, and the next, we will still face the same battle. This is not a battle of just law or legality, but a battle of this nation's conscience. When God asks you, what did you do for the least among us? Let this day be one of your answers. Do not accept that 98% of Catholic women do this, because that's simply not true. And never accept the argument the church takes government money, so it has to play by government rules. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, go ahead and accept that argument. Let them say the church takes government money, it has to play by government rules. Because by using free speech, free assembly, and petition for the redress of grievances, it is the church that is using the government's highest law, the Constitution of the United States, to protest this mandate. We will continue to be bombarded with the rhetoric of separation of church and state. We can't pray in our schools. We can't set up nativities on state house grounds. Where are the champions of separation of church and state now? The truth is, they're right here. The very mention of the separation was to ensure that the Danbury Baptists would not have the government encroach upon their freedom. The separation of church and state protects church from state. Laws. However, the track record for this has not been very good. Have you seen the budget recently, or seen the overspending at the GSA, or maybe even been to the airport? I feel like I need to pray after I get on a flight sometimes, not just because I'm worried about the health and safety of the aircraft. And why should the government treat this issue any differently? Well, I'll tell you what. This issue cuts to one of the fundamental principles of freedom, prevention of government overreach in yet another sector of our lives. The administration has promised to provide affordable health care to the citizens of this country, which Christian hospitals and charities already do. They hate competition. And that's why we must stand here today and affirm our position. Because when you are trying to intervene in people's lives, when you are trying to be all things to all people, it is God who must be cut out. It is faith in something bigger than the individual that must be displaced. Only then can you mandate that you will fill that void. Our founders thought so highly of the religious freedoms that they made the compromise to add the Bill of Rights to the Constitution for its very ratification, to protect us in times like this. They founded the freedoms of this country, and we are here in spirit to rise up and defend them today. Say no to the HHS mandate. Say no to the It is not religious freedom that gathered us here today, but the very exercise and notion of freedom itself. And may they forever go hand in hand. God bless you, and God bless America.